Hey guys, today we are going to be doing a lip swatch video of the NYX Lingerie lipsticks. Here is my little bag here. They just opened a NYX store in my city, so they have everything that NYX carries at this location. And I know I was supposed to be on a no buy until March, but I did get a second job, so I figured maybe I could, buy a couple of things and still save, and, I'm just an addict. So I have the lip lingeries here in this bag, and I do have 7 out of the 12 shades here. I wasn't going to get all of them just because I am, like I said, trying to save, and some of the lighter shades I just didn't think I would wear. So I have them here, so I'm going to zoom you guys in and get started on the lip swatches. So guys, this is shade 2, which is Embellishment. I have a swatch on my arm here, and this shade is like a lavendery color. I'm trying to see in my mirror here. Just to kind of tell you about the product, so far this is the first time that I'm putting it on my lips. These are a little bit less moussey than like the soft matte lip creams from NYX, and the applicator looks like this. It is very, very stiff, so it doesn't really bend. Honestly, this part is really, really cheap feeling, and it's hollow. That seems like this piece was just kind of shoved in there. But the packaging is but I mean, the applicator does okay. I do think I like the applicator on the soft matte lip creams a little bit better. And I would say the main difference is that these dry down faster. The soft matte lip creams do kind of keep a velvety texture on the lips. These ones tend to dry down a little bit more like a traditional liquid lipstick compared to the Milani liquid lipsticks. I would say that these ones don't dry down as fast, and they don't have a smell. They don't really, maybe a slight chemical smell, but nothing that's really off-putting. So this is shade 2 Embellishment. Shade is 04. Excuse me, this one is Ruffle Trim. That's what it looks like compared to the number 2 shade. I would say that this one's more of like a clay undertone nude. This one's really nice. It's one of the more, I would say, traditional nudes. I am going to read a little bit on the website of the description of the products from the NYX website. It says, slip into something seductive with Lip Lingerie, our newest weightless liquid lipstick with a plush matte finish. Available in a range of color-kissed nudes from cinnamon pink and chocolate brown to warm mahogany red and classic nude beige. Each sultry shade will coat the curves of your lips with irresistibly creamy color. Now I am wearing these with 2 layers each on my lips. This one was pretty opaque in one. The first one, 2 layers was a little bit more necessary. I think it's just the nature of the color here. So once again, this is shade 2 Ruffle Trim. This one is shade 05, which is Beauty Mark, which is a beautiful brown shade. This one is really, really pretty. I really like this shade here. But this one you definitely need to layer. This one was a little bit streaky with one coat, but it's pretty opaque in 2. And I do like it. I don't know if I'm letting these dry down 100% just for the sake of time, but they are a little, can you see that? They are a little tacky. I'm going to see if it's transfer proof. I just applied it, so. There's a little bit on my hand, but once again, that might just be because I haven't let it set. It's been on my lips for less than a minute. And once again, this is 05 Beauty Mark. This is shade 08 Bedtime Flirt, and I have to say that I really like these colors. There hasn't been a shade that I thought didn't suit me so far. Even the shade is a bit of a, it's probably one of the lightest shades that I got, and I still feel like it really works on my skin tone even without a liner. This is what it looks like compared to the other shades. So it's more of like a mauve-y nude down here. This one you should definitely still layer. This is 2 coats, but it was a little bit better than the brown shade at layering too. And 8, Bedtime Flirt. This shade is 09 Corset. This one is a cool tone nude, and even though that this one is very light, a very cool tone, I still kind of feel like it works with my skin tone. I normally don't like shades this dead looking, but I do have to say, I kind of like it. It gives just enough of something to where my skin doesn't look sick or gross or zombie-like, and this is what it looks like compared to the other shades. I'm definitely not doing swatches very well. I'm doing it like this and they look good, but when I twist my arm they're definitely not lined up. But this is 09 in Corset. This is shade 10. This is the shade Teddy. It is another brown shade. I did find that I really needed to use a second coat on this one as well. It's very similar to 05, which was Beauty Mark. The difference is that Teddy is a little bit more purple undertone, and Beauty Mark has maybe just a slight bit of red in it. But that's my terrible swatches so far. You definitely don't need both. They're very similar, but I do like them, so I'm probably gonna keep this one too. And I am surprised, though I don't necessarily like the applicator, that even though I'm doing this really fast and in a hurry, not really paying attention to doing this very neatly, that I don't feel like I need a lip liner with these. My lines are pretty smooth and it's not bleeding into any of my lines in my lips. So that is 10, shade Teddy. I want to show you guys how it removes as well. This is just my makeup remover. It is a little bit tacky, but it's not terribly hard to remove. I think the swatches might be harder because they were sitting longer. But see, nothing too crazy. My lips aren't terribly stained, which is good. So let's move on to the last shade. And last but not least, this is shade 12 in Exotic. This one is a little bit deeper than, what shade was that? Sorry, that was shade 4? Yes, it's a little bit deeper than shade 4. So if you want something a little bit darker, I would go with shade 12. This one is a really, really pretty shade. I'm actually impressed. I thought at least one. I actually thought that shade 9 was going to be a no-go. But none of these shades have disappointed me. I like them all a lot. Excuse my scratchy voice. And I'm really impressed with how they're sitting on the lips. I'll get a little bit closer. I might have a little bit of clown mouth from wiping, but I really, really like the way that these sit on my lips. I like the way my lips look when they are on. They kind of just look like my lips, but with a tint to it. It's almost like a tint instead of like a thick gloss. These ones are moussey, but they do dry kind of flat on the lips so they don't look thick. Just a little recap on the formula compared to, these are the soft matte lip creams. So this one is the brush with the soft matte lip cream. It's still stiff, but this one does have a slant to it, and the actual wand is a little bit more plush. It's a little bit more, has a little bit more, I would say, fabric to it. The lingeries are still stiff, but they're very flat on both sides. They're pretty much even. They taper just very slightly towards the end. They don't really move, and they're, to me, a little less plush than the soft matte lip creams. Another thing is the soft matte lip creams do tend to take a little bit more time to dry on the lips. They go on really moussey on the lips, but they take about maybe 10-15 minutes to really dry into a transfer resistant product. So if you put this on 10 minutes later, you could kiss your lip. It's still going to transfer a little, but after about 10-15 minutes, it is going to give you more of a matte finish and transfer a lot less. When I wear these, it really only transfers in the middle part of my lips, but these don't have the tackiness that the lingeries have. These ones are a little less moussey. These ones do dry more matte on the lips. They're more of similar to the trend liquid lipsticks that dry very matte and are very stiff on the lips. I can kind of feel this one on the lips, but it didn't really transfer, and it's been on for about a minute. So these ones do dry down a lot quicker. The differences between the suedes, I've played around with them. I haven't worn them on my lips. Those ones are a little bit more, I would say they're a little bit more opaque, a little bit creamier, but they still take a longer drying time, similar to the soft mattes. They might actually take a little bit longer to dry fully matte. Those are the liquid lip suedes. They probably are similar to the Revlon mattes that came out. So they're going to have a little bit more of like a semi-matte, but they will eventually dry down as the day go on and give you more of a kind of velvety plush matte look. So that is my swatch slash first impression of the NYX Liquid Lingerie. So far, they're really comfortable on the lips. They feel less drying than the Milani Amore mattes, which I love. But we will see how they wear throughout the day. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye!